Hello everyone, you are welcome back to this channel, and this is the continuation of where we stopped in our last section. So number 5, we have evaluate 324 raised to the power 1 over 2 divided by 216 raised to the power of 2 over 3. Firstly, this question is coming from the laws of indices where we play with index or exponent or power. So here firstly we have 324 raised to the power 1 over 2. We can rewrite this as 18 square, then all raised to the power 1 over 2, because 18 square is 18 times 18, and 18 times 18 is equals to 324. And this, applying the laws of indices, the power law, so we are going to be having 18 all raised to the power 2 multiplied by 1 over 2. That is, the power will multiply one another. So 2 times 1 over 2, 2 will cancel out 2, and we are going to be having 18 raised to the power 1, and 18 power 1 is equals to 18. So coming down to 216 raised to the power 2 over 3. So we can rewrite this as 6 raised to the power 3 all raised to the power 2 over 3, because 6 raised to the power 3 is 6 times 6 times 6, which is the same thing as 216. So applying the power laws as well, we are going to be having 6 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 over 3. 3 will cancel out 3. We are going to be having 6 square, and 6 square is equals to 36. So joining these two solutions, we are going to be having 18 divided by 36. And 18 over 36 is the same thing as 18 over 36, dividing, because 18 can divide 36 two times. So we are going to be having 1 over 2 as the result of number 5. So let's go down to number 6. We have given that the universal set mu is equals to p such that 0 less or equals to p, which is less than 23. Then m and n are subsets of mu such that n is equals to the multiples of 3 and m is equals to the odd numbers. Then the question is, find the number of m intersection n. So this question is coming from set theory. Firstly, let us give the meaning of this universal set mu, which is equals to p, such that 0 is less or equals to p, which is less or equals to 23. This means that there are some set of numbers in which 0 is less than them, or 0 is equals to at least one of them. Then at the same time, that set of numbers are all less than 23. And what are the numbers? The numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dot, dot, dot means it continues like that up till 22. 23 is not included because the given interval says p is less than 23. That is, the numbers are less than 23. So those are the elements in the universal set. Now let's move down to the n. N is given to be multiples of 3. And what is the meaning of multiples of 3? And mind you, they are subsets. M and N are subset of mu. That is, all the elements are coming from the mu, which is the universal set. So what are the multiples of 3 in this given universal set? So let us ask ourselves, what is the meaning of multiples of 3? Multiples of 3 are the numbers in which 3 divide without leaving any remainder. And the numbers are from the universal set, and the numbers are going to be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and 21 inside the universal set. So moving down to m, which is defined to be odd numbers, and mind you, all those odd numbers must come from the universal set, that is from 0 up till 22. So what are the odd numbers that ranges from 0 to 22? They are going to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and 21. So since we are able to define all the elements in the universal set, all the elements in the set n, and all the elements in the set m, we can now go to the question. The question says, find the number of m intersection n. Before we can find the number, we need to know m intersection n. And what is the meaning of m intersection n? M intersection n is indicating that what are the elements of m that are inside n, or I can say what are the elements in which m and n have in common. So we are going to compare. Comparing the elements in M and N, you are going to see that 3 is common in both M and N. 9 is also common in both N and N. 15 and 21, all those numbers are common in both sets. So finally, the number of M intersection N, what does it mean? It means that how many elements do we have in the set M intersection N? So counting, we have 3, 9, 15, and 21. So those are 4 elements, and that is equals to 4. And that is the answer for number 6. So moving up to number 7, find the eighth term of the geometric progression 1/3, 4, 12, dot dot, that is it continues. So this question is coming from geometric progression. So now let us define the nth term, that is the first term, second term, third term. Since we are finding the eighth term, let us define the general rule, which is the nth term. Tn is equals to, the formula is going to be ar power n minus 1, where Tn is the number of term we are looking for, is equals to A serves as the first term, then R serves as the common ratio, where n, I've explained n, which is the number of term. So now firstly, we need to know A. What is the meaning of A? A is the first term in the given sequence. So A, the first element is 1 whole number 1/3, which is the same thing as 4/3, by changing from the mixed fraction to improper fraction. So we have 4/3. Now how do you find the common ratio? Common ratio is defined to be the second term divided by the first term, or third term divided by the second term, continues like that. So we just pick two consecutive terms, then the highest divided by the lowest. So here we are picking T3, that is the third term, all over T2. So what is the third term? Third term is 12 over, what is the second term? Second term is 4, and 12/4 is equals to 3. And that is the common ratio. So since we've gotten the value of the first term and the common ratio, we can now find the TA, that is the term A, to be equals to, in place of A, we have 4/3 multiplied by 3 raised to power n minus 1, where n is equals to 8. So 8 minus 1. So we have 4/3 multiplied by 3 raised to power 7. That is 8 minus 1 is equals to 7. So this is going to be 4/3 multiplied by 3 raised to power 7 is 2187. And this is going to be 4 multiplied by 729, because 3 divides 2187, and the final answer is equals to 2916. So as the answer for number 7. Now moving down to number 8, we have, at what rate would a sum of 125,000 deposited in a bank for 4 years yield an interest of 25,000? Now this question is coming from simple interest. And the formula for simple interest is SI is equals to P multiplied by R, that is principal times rate times time, all over 100. But here we are finding the rate. So making R the subject of the relation, we are going to have R is equals to the interest times 100 all over P times T, that is principal multiplied by T. Now from the given question, the principal is equals to 125,000, that is the money deposited in the bank. Then we have the interest, which is 25,000. Then we also have the time, which is 4 years. So now substituting all these parameters into the formula, so we are going to have R to be equals to this, that is 25,000 times 100 all over 125,000 times 4. So resolving this, we are going to have 5%. So therefore, the rate is equals to 5%, and that is the final answer. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and we are going to continue from there. Thanks for watching.